What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We are back on Trent's 2017. Last video we brought you guys, we did the coilovers. We set the correct droop and compression. I got some people that like to comment that, oh, you're doing it wrong. In fact, we were not. We were doing it correctly. They were judging it based off of just a short video from the entire clip. So I'm going to reiterate that for you guys just a little bit this morning. So when you're setting your coilovers, you will in fact make your first adjustment on the lower section of the coilover. If it is a fully threaded coilover, you are going to set your travel of your wheel so that you clear everything inside your wheel well. That is how you set your base height. Then you will set your 2/3 to 1/3 on your droop and compression, and you will make your fine height adjustments based off the spring itself. But you have to remember that if you're making any changes to the spring, you are changing that 2/3 to 1/3 droop. So you don't want to make large adjustments. The large adjustments is done from the bottom. When you do it from the bottom, that is how you get your right ride height, and then you can fine tune it a little bit here, a little bit there, especially for corner weight balancing from the spring perch like you're supposed to after you've set your main travel. Anyways, enough of that. Hope that guys clears it up for you guys. Today we're using the Quick String Generation 5 4-wheel string alignment kit. This does camber, caster, and toe. This particular car doesn't have a caster adjustment, so we're kind of out of luck without adding one in. So today we're going to focus on toe and camber. He is out of alignment. We haven't aligned it since we've done the coilovers. So today we're going to walk you through the steps on how to set up your string alignment, what it should look like, and then we'll go ahead and get this thing aligned. Stay tuned.
Built with soul, not just steel.
Hey guys, what's going on? So the good thing about these, or the wonderful thing about these string alignment kits is this is the stuff that all the way up to Formula One uses, right? So it's the most reliable, especially when they're traveling and everything else. I mean, from amateurs to Formula One all the way up and down, they all use it, right? So that's why we decided to go this route in all of our suspension tunings. The biggest thing is making sure that everything is square, okay? So when you're setting this up, you want to make sure all your points are square. Your vertical bar here, and then the ruler parts here on the sides for the horizontal part need to be square as well. That lets you know that this is straight, it's aligned with itself for point-to-point accuracy, and then what you're going to do is you're going to take your level, you're going to zero it to the ground that you're actually working at, right? Because if you do it for one wheel and you don't do it for all of them, you're going to get different measurements, right? So you're going to make sure that you get a zero ground. These are audible, so they're going to make a noise. Then you're going to put it on the horizontal bar and make whatever adjustments you need to until you get it to sustained zero.
There it is right there.
Boom.
You're going to do that on all 4 wheels, exactly the same. We've already set this up on this side. We've already got the string set in motion on this side here. Now, another thing you're going to do, this is how you check the camber with this particular string alignment kit. This is the reason why we went with the Generation 5. It comes with these scales. You're going to set it to 0, wait for the beep, and this has a swing arm that guarantees this stays true right here. So you don't need to go super tight with this bolt, but just enough to allow it to swing. And you can see it self squares right here. And so right now, this front wheel is at 1.9 degrees of camber. So we need to bring that back out. It's 0.75 plus or minus 0.5. So max is 1.25. So we need this wheel to come back out. So what we're gonna do, he's got camber plates already on here, so we can make our adjustments up here without being under the vehicle, which works really well because we don't personally have the tire mounts yet for sit this down on tire mounts or a 4-post rack. So this makes it easier. We don't have to get under the car. The only time we're going to have to get under the car is if the toe is off. We're going to need to get under there and make adjustments to the toe and re-square everything up and check it that way. So it's going to be a little bit longer on that case, but for this we can make our adjustments right here. So you guys, we are at, again, we're at 1.9 negative camber. We want to be 1.25 to 0.75 negative camber. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to loosen our camber plates, and we are going to adjust the camber and try to get us within spec, and then we'll do the same thing to the other side. Trent has done, if you look down there, we're at 1.2 of negative camber, which is, we want less understeer, so we're going to leave it there since 0.125 is our max spec. So, sorry, 1.25. What we just did here is we kind of rocked the car and just kind of gave this a little bit of a tap just so it would move slowly until we got the specs right where we want. So he's going to just tighten this down, and we're going to set the other front to the same measurement, so that way we ensure we have the same camber on both. While he's tightening that up, we'll get this gauge set up for that. Again, you want to zero your gauge. There's the beep. And this one is a little bit further out at 2.10. Actually, we probably could get a little bit more out of that. Nope, that's where it's at, 2.10. So, same thing here. Go ahead and put this back in there. These are all tight.
Yep.
All right,
So something to mention before we started this, and JP is going to show you with his hat cam. When we started with our string alignment here, we were actually from front to rear. Our front was actually here, right about there.
Yeah, about 2 7/8.
Right.
I would say, yeah.
Now, as you see, I'm just tapping this so it goes back to its natural plane.
About 2 15/16.
Right. And here, we're right on
3 inches. Let it relax naturally. Oh, there you go. That one's right. We're about, according to this currently, we're about 1/16. Because this is about, that's about 7/8 right now. So we're about 1/16 out, which we're reading it this way, right? Because we want the wheels towed in. So about a 1/16 inch toe currently from the rear to the front right here. So that's actually right where we want to be. So we want to be about a 1/16 toe. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and do this side. We'll get the actual toe specs once we're finished with the camber, but I'm pretty sure that's where we're supposed to be. Yeah, 0 degrees to 0.16 degrees. And this is why it's important that you do caster, followed by camber, followed by toe. Because as you see, these settings change your toe. So what we want here, like I said, we don't have any caster adjustments on the 2017 STI without adding them in, adding caster adjusters. So there's not much we can do about that, but that's why we're starting with camber. Get camber dialed in, all 4 wheels, and then we'll go ahead and get our toe dialed in. You got those all loose?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're at, it already relaxed by 0.1 a little bit. Let's go ahead and tap that one over like you were doing before. We're at 1.9. We're gonna let that settle. 1.7. All right, at 1.3, so just a little bit more to get that 1.20. Keep going, keep going. Right there. 1.20. Go ahead and, oh, nope, hit it again. It's going back and forth, so it's probably about 1.25 right now. All right, 1.20. Go ahead and lock that down. .2. That looks a lot better. They definitely had a lot of negative camber, as do the rears, unfortunately. We can actually check our rears now, but now on these Subarus, just because I've done a couple BRZs, and I believe the suspension's different but similar. What I was saying is the camber for the rears sometimes require different arms underneath. So we'll see if we can get any adjustment out of them. But as you can see, we're at 3.0, which is pretty extreme. Rear lower control arms are his next purchase. This is the first time we've ever adjusted one of these, and apparently the rear camber has no adjustment without getting some adjustable lower control arms. So he's at, what were you on back here? 2 point. So the car is sitting even. We measured when we did the coilovers. We measured from the floor to the fender lip. It's sitting even on both sides. However, as you can see here, the camber is 2.1 negative camber, while at 3.0 negative camber. So
Driver, passenger.
Driver and passenger side here is big difference. 2.9, sorry, is what it settled down to. So we're gonna just move on to tow. He'll need to order some rear control arms for this to get that dialed in, and then we can come back, set up the kit on just the rear and get that all dialed in for him. So next we're gonna go ahead and do the string alignment part for the tow, just to verify his toe. He's not pulling left or right, so we're gonna get that all dialed in and go from there. Looking at this, you guys, he is slightly more inward toe on the passenger side, but is still within spec. He's at 1/32 on the driver's side. Try to see that right where the center of the line sits. Not the edge of the line, but the center of the line. It's at 1/32. Hopefully the camera can pick that up. I know it's kind of all perspective, but on the passenger side, he is at 1/16. So it's still within spec, but it is slightly more towed on the passenger side than the driver's side. However, since he's in spec, we're not going to make any adjustments today. We just wanted to get this thing checked. The rear toe is actually in spec on both sides already. He's up to 1/8 here, but it's within its spec range. And on same thing on this side. I believe he's right within the He's a 1/16 on this side, which is still within the range. So it seems like he's got a little bit more toe on the passenger side, both rear and front, but within spec. So can't do anything with the rear camber. We've got the front camber set and now adjusted, which helped with the toe because before it was reading even further out. So hopefully with that, always make sure your tire pressures are good. And hopefully this video has been informational for you guys. We're still learning. The way these ones are calculated is based off of degrees. I had AI do the math for me. They need to know the width of the rulers and the height of the tire to convert the measurement into degrees, and we're within that degree range, so we're safe there. But there is math, there is the calculation you can do, a formula, but with the help of AI, it just makes it so much faster and easier. So,
all right, guys. Well, string alignment is something that so many different levels of racing use. And we decided to go this route to try to teach ourselves how to do this because of the fact that, the dream is to that just be tuning suspensions and having fun with people and going out to the track and enjoying what you love.
And being able to do this on track, like he said, we're learning as we go, kind of learning with you guys. That's what it's all about. The car community has gone so far away from a brotherhood and family. Toretto, huh? Mm-hmm. But it's gone so far away from that. Everyone's chasing numbers now. Everyone's chasing big horsepower and overlooking, their chassis a lot of times. A lot of times they're just chasing that big number, which, realistically, a lot of times you can't use those high numbers on the street. If you're on the track, awesome, but, this is something that everyone can use, whether you're carving canyons, going to the track, setting up, dialing in the chassis so the car, you can shave more time off doing a proper chassis setup in a corner than having 300 extra horsepower. What good is that going to do if it's just going to kick you sideways half the time? So hopefully, like I said, we are learning. This is our first time even setting up the kit. We literally just set it up right before starting the video. So we had a learning curve, but we wanted to learn on camera with you guys. So for now, learning, building, and sharing the ride. It's JP Street Performance. Until next time.